In a corner of the dark horizon, there is a voice that wavers in the gap between stories. It is the joy of the nameless, the story of the nameless. The dance of dead leaves scattered along the roadside dissolves into the particles of time, without even its shape being etched in memory. Silence lies at the end of the emotions that accumulate, the tears that flow unnoticed in the bonds of the heart that are suddenly released in a place where the thorns of anguish do not pierce. The depths of the thoughts that sink to the bottom in that moment of relief resemble the deepest unspeakable loss and the budding of a small rebirth. Is the peace of mind a premonition of death, or is it a dream hidden in the cracks of life? No one knows. Without knowing, the sensation continues to echo through the valley of life, accompanied by the sound of the heart. Desolation lurks there, like a shadow that does not make a single sound, but nestles close to you. The urge to extend itself to the world while sinking into the depths of darkness. The feeling at the bottom is an unnamed sadness that everyone carries without knowing it. And to be relieved is to momentarily lose sight of the form of that sorrow, the stillness that resonates in the midst of desolation. It is a void that cannot be let go of or grasped. In a moment of relief, a small light flickers deep in my chest, a fleeting cold glow like starlight reflected at the bottom of a deep well. The accumulated sighs of the fallen and the endless disappointments lie dormant. At the bottom, there is also a strange relief, a relief known only to those who have given up everything, a soft blanket of despair that those who have given up the will to fight quietly embrace desolation is the silence that has filled up. It is a state in which thoughts are frozen, voiceless, and only coldly precipitated. Relief is the joy of absence. Heat fades, strife fades away, and hope slowly fades. In that quiet interruption, there is a faint release, but beyond the release, a new cage awaits. Still, we want to be relieved. For some reason, people are attracted to that cold light. Just as pain left behind in the distant past somehow transforms into nostalgia. A feeling of relief at the bottom, a coldness that somehow resembles warmth. In them, we hear the echoes of days gone by. It is perhaps neither the future nor the present, but only a momentary relief that is there. Yet, as long as the tears that lie at the bottom of the relief remain dry, one takes another step, marking the footsteps of a future that has no name. With that relief, one starts walking again. With desolation as their friend, they walk into the endless night. The sound of dry breath quietly disperses. People name this momentary repose as the bottom. The feeling that drifts there is a peacefulness that is on a par with the abyss. It is a place where the remains of the tension that has been let go of and the fine dust of fatigue that has melted away settle gently. If you close your eyes, countless words are filled with silence. They do not wish to be spoken. In between the dream and the present, the invisible contours blurring in the miasma of time, the inner world becomes hazy, like a morning mist. The bottom is the flip side of the infinite top. The horizon hidden beyond the void is filled with a solitude that resembles ease. Like a cold evening calm, the thought seeps into the depths of my heart as desolation, in the form of relief that has no warmth. And then, after a while, you know, the feeling of relief is accompanied by a slight shadow of regret at the moment the tension is severed. It is the moment when existence awakens to being alive. The momentary fulfillment that quiet defeat produces. It is a peacefulness that resembles exhaustion, a resignation that resembles consolation. What has been let go of begins to whisper again, out of reach. A sensation like ashes falling silently, a cool breeze caressing the depths of the heart. An invisible thin film of relief softly covers your sleeping soul, a moment of relief. But the relief is a sound that fades away, a bubble of bubbling air. The silence that spreads out before your feet deepens without anyone noticing. Lying there are fragments of exhausted certainty, the past that must be let go of, the future that cannot be picked up, all sink into a thin haze. The warmth that flickers in a corner of one's heart sometimes accentuates the shadow of loneliness. When one touches the bottom, one fears losing oneself. And even that fear can be a source of relief. Relief comes from the intersection between the fear of falling and the relief of being in the space between oneself and those who have yet to fall. But that intersection is the eternal dance floor of desolation. Nothingness gives birth to relief, and relief deepens the nothingness. The feelings at the bottom of our hearts that cannot be scooped out,